Thank you, team. Thank you very much. I want to thank you, the whole SmartLink team, Stephanie, who invited me to come here, and it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here, part of this great conference. Um, I'm Bruno. I'm Bruno Goncalves. I'm based out of Brazil. As you have seen in my mini bio, I'm an expert in LED with over 15 years of experience, and I join you here to talk a little bit about this challenge that I faced or that I'm currently facing in IBM and what kind of solutions we designed. I hold a bachelor's degree in economics, but kind of derailed a little bit from economics, and then I went to on working in companies like UNESCO, Johnson& Johnson Medical Devices, running, facilitating sessions, innovation hacks for Meta. And then most recently, I did get my master's in organizational and leadership development and entrepreneurship from Harvard. So it is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for joining the session. And I hope I can share with you a few of tools and strategies that you can use on your current challenge, right? But let me talk a little bit about the reality that we are currently facing and where IBM SkillsBuild is kind of entailed, right? We're looking towards the future, but this is the present already, right? Workforce readiness is really, really important. And our approach is from a skills standpoint. So bringing a little bit of numbers, according to the World Economic Forum, 39% of workers' existing skill set will be transformed or overcome outdated by 2030, right? So this is not a short-term disruption. This is actually a structural change, and this is what we are entering and where we are working. According to the ICT Consortium report, 22% of all jobs globally will be transformed. That is huge, right? Jobs will be augmented by AI, not necessarily replaced, and people people are lacking some knowledge and skills to effectively implement and scale AI across enterprise. But this is not only about AI and technical skills, as you know, and we are all hearing about. These are whole skills market that is tighter than the job market. The biggest constraint today is not lack of jobs, but it's actually lack of skills. It's a huge skill gap that we are facing and that we are working at. And a few years ago, IBM and IBM SkillsBuild, understanding this reality, we did a public commitment to skill 30 million people globally by 2030. And as a part of a larger goal, IBM aims to skill 2 million people specifically in AI by 2026. Within IBM's corporate social responsibility initiative, our strategy is to achieve this impact through our IBM's flagship program for education and workforce development, IBM SkillsBuild. Bottom line, IBM SkillsBuild is a program that has in its center a platform with customized practical learning experiences. Now, I would like to invite you to a challenge, right? To put yourself in my shoes for a moment. Imagine me 2 years ago entering a company and facing this huge challenge, how to upskill and reskill 30 million people by 2030. It was huge. It is huge still, but back then it was even bigger. Imagine working in an impact-driven global structure, such IBM and IBM SkillsBuild, and understanding that part of this impact would come from non-English speaking population, right? We were very good at developing content and outlining there and putting in the market content in English, but how can we scale it in other language? And this was the challenge that I was facing and IBM was facing, IBM SkillsBuild was facing 2 years ago. So how can we enlarge capillarity, double our reach, how to support all kinds of people around the world and get them access to high quality content. So this was actually the reality. And how do we do that real quick? It's a free access platform with more than 1,000 courses in many languages. So today we offer up to 20 languages for worldwide engagement. We are this global platform, but we partner a lot in all continents with a variety of partners, governments, different implementation partners, and non-profit organizations. So this challenge is also worldwide with multiple ways of engaging with partners, engaging with learners, trying to meet learners where they are at. And of course, translation, which is the biggest topic of the session, is at the core of this challenge. And of course, at the core of the solution we need to design. But before I share with you what we currently do, I want to share with you what we used to do. So this was kind of the translation process and workflow in 2023. So bear with me, I know it's a lot of steps, but I'll be really brief so you understand the complexity of it and you understand how many people needed to be involved in this process, right? So we did this whole kind of market analysis to identify which content should be translated, but then we needed to, or which content from our current content, from the content that existed in English, which one of these content should be translated into other languages and which languages, right? So understanding local demand, understand doing market analysis, and then identifying, okay, we need to translate this specific content in French, in German, in Hindi. After that, we would go and extract the content, the current content in English from our authoring tool. How will we do that? We would literally copy and paste in a Word document. When you think, if you think I'm kidding, this is exactly how we would build. We would create tables in a Word document, put and glue paste the content in English on the side, and then we would send it to our partners like SmartLink. They would then extract the content from Word and put in their translating tool, in the linguistic tool, and give us back a Word document like this one on the right. Can you imagine people that are like not, they don't speak all the languages, they don't speak different alphabet languages like Japanese or like Korean, getting back these documents and going and building back it onto the platform? So these are the steps. We would send to translation, SmartLink would support us with the whole process of translation and set us back in Word, and we would have to do the opposite. Copy from the Word document, pasting the authoring tool, do all the technical tests. How do we validate that content? How do we validate the quality of that content in context, as a learner would be doing? And when I talk about learners, remember that we are talking about people from 14 years old until adult learners. So it needs to be very neat, quality, clear. It needs to communicate to the population we were trying to achieve. So we would go through a whole functional and language testing done by volunteers. So my team had to recruit volunteers, manage volunteers, follow up volunteers. Again, imagine the whole process behind it. After that, they would come back with updates and changes that we needed to do. We would go manually again and update all of those contents until we were able to release. So if I take an example here, a course of 10 hours long, more or less, it would take us between 7 to 8 months to be able to go to market and put this content in front of our learners. So I know that you are able to understand and feel all the pain points, but here are just a few of them that we were facing, right? So we were talking about a whole manual work of copying and pasting, putting in Word documents, internal teams, the teams of vendors and SmartLink helping us do this. A lot of challenges with different languages, challenges with like alphabets that are different from the alphabet that my team was using. Very, very slow to get a content to market. So when we would tell our internal clients that it would take 7 to 8 months to launch that content, they were saying already like, hey, the landscape has changed, the partnerships, they will have changed, we need to be faster. So it was very, very hard to prove our value to the business, to prove that we could support them, meet their learners where they are at, and actually get change and get scalability. High cost with low impact. So we went back facing all these problems and all this reality that I shared with you. We went back to scratch. Okay, we need to analyze here. We need to understand. And we started making ourselves these questions, like AI is there already. Can we use AI to do most of the manual work of extraction, the translation piece, the build back? How can we guarantee the quality with AI? How can we review it? Remember that volunteers were a big, big bottleneck of our whole process. How can we review review and agree and be confident that that content is good. It's good to put in front of learners. And how can we be faster, serve our internal clients, and then bottom line, get content and get people on the edge trained. And of course, we said, okay, if it's not AI, how can we do that and enhance that process with our partners, with SmartLink in this case? How might we do a better process for us and for the partners? How can we get them to support us with the technologies and tools that they have available, working together alongside with us? And how can we overcome this high dependence on volunteers? So this is kind of the problem we were facing, and these were two avenues of solutions that we were analyzing and thinking of. So let me share a little bit first, the first analysis that we did. So we went and we did, okay, we need to understand AI. How is AI working? At IBM, we have our internal AI tools, we have external AI tools. So we did a whole 6 months of testing and processing and understanding what are we considering gold standard, what are we able to accept, how can we work with AI. It was very, very difficult to guarantee quality in all languages and all translations with AI. We saw that for our use case, Portuguese and Spanish were what we call internally high fidelity languages, because there is a huge amount of work out there and a huge piece of work that they can use as basis. It's fairly good, the translation, that the output that AI tools and the AI tools we analyze, they would give us, right? But also, how could we try to leverage translation memory? We had a lot of things that were translated already. How can we use glossary, like knowledge that we had? And another finding is that Arabic, as an example, Arabic, which is a left to right hand and non-Latin alphabet languages, we would need more focus as well, and AI wouldn't be the solution we were looking for. So what did we think of? So we said, okay, why one or the other and not both at the same time, right? So we decided to use an AI to build an agile system and an agile approach to focus the resources where the demand actually is. So today we're still implementing the AI solution, but we are focusing on using AI solution to test content, to test types of content to go to market. So we usually use it for smaller courses that we want to develop and put faster in the market. We try it, we see if there is traction, if there is usage, we validate, is this content needed, is this the content that we need to put out there? And after we get the feedback from people, from users, we go back to the development team and we give them the feedback. Hey, there is traction, there is demand for this course. Let's develop something that we are able to then translate, make it stable, and scale it. Right? So we are using kind of this AI enhanced approach. We validate it, and then we go to what we call gold standard solution that I'm going to share with you. But thinking that for our use case, we most of the times need an AI enhanced solution with a human in the loop for translating or for reviewing. And this is the solution we design with our partners and with SmartLink. Okay, how can we use our whole work to enhance an AI and tools to enhance the manual work? So we have in the beginning of the flow, remember the whole manual work, we are calling this desktop work or DTP work. So today, literally, we get our articulate SCORM package files, we send it to SmartLink, and SmartLink helps us extract all that content, put in the linguistic tool, translate it, like use AI first to translate, then having our translation memory there, so leveraging what the knowledge that we created already, and putting a human reviewer in this first step. Once they do that, they rebuild as well all the content into the tool. So bottom line, to us, we get it right away in a SCORM package. But remember that one of our pain points was volunteers. So we co-created also a process where we have professional review done with SmartLink. So in the end, they do the extraction, together with us, we design this process. They do the translation leveraging AI translation memory created by us and for us. And then they put it, there is a linguistic sign off, but there is also a functional language testing done by professionals, done by linguists. Um, in the end, it comes to IBM's team as a Scrum package in the authoring tool, and we do kind of a Q&A, right? We do the quality assurance. We go piece by piece. Is it working? Does it make sense? We a very good partnership and communication, and then we validate the course and we launch it. So we are talking about that. We are talking here that we came down from a whole 8 months of process between identifying and getting it launched to 2 months. That's a huge, huge gain on time, on quality, and on focus of the work that my internal team at IBM needs to do. So this is what we did, right? As I said, we understood that we needed a NOR solution. We needed a NAND solution. We needed to use both and leverage both ways of translating and getting it done for our learners. AI is used today for specific cases for testing content. We did try, as I shared with you, 5 different tools. There is still a few challenges with extraction and build back. Quality is focused on a few languages. Other languages, we rely heavily on the second model, and different alphabets is still a challenge for us. So we rely on the second model. And the second model for us, at least what was very, very important, was the co-creation piece, was us sharing with SmartLink and our partners what was the challenge, what we were trying to achieve, what was our bottleneck, and co-creating the solution that made sense, of course, for us and of course for our partners. Understanding these limitations, there are moments and there are pieces of the process where humans are necessary. Again, for our use case, the review moment is still key to guarantee quality, to guarantee that we are confident in having a high quality tool, a high quality content, a high quality translation to put in front of our learners and to help them upskill and reskill in their own language. And of course, as any service, we define what are the KPIs we are looking at. What are the things that we are analyzing? What are the delivery time? What is our ideal go-to-market time and strategy? And here I would like just to share with you a few of the results that we were able to achieve with this new process. So 2024 was design, was the study, mapping the solutions, doing the trials, doing the test. We designed this two-sided solutions and we went to market in 2025. So 2024, we were able to translate only 200 hours of courses, meaning it could be, like one course of 200 hours or 10 courses of 20 hours, but we were able only to deliver and launch 200 hours of translated content. Of course, because of all these constraints, we had to focus and concentrate in our main languages, our main markets, our main demands. So we were not meeting our mission of reach and of scale and of being in most of the countries at the same time. And we were focusing in shorter courses, what we call mid-complexity courses, because we wanted to launch more courses in more languages, other than kind of putting our energy, all of our resources into one big course. Last year, we were able to do 10 times more than we did in 2024. So tenfold of translated content. We achieved 2,000 hours of translated content launched. From 5 languages, we went to 13 languages and included languages that we did not offer. So we didn't offer a lot of content in Arabic and Indonesian, for example. And because we scaled and because of this new process, we were able to offer new languages, high complexity courses. So we were able to translate 2 courses in 6 languages. So 12 courses of 65 hours each. That's huge for our internal clients. That's huge for the markets the markets we serve and the population and partners we serve. So we were able to achieve that after 1 year, the whole year implementing this new solution. And these are the results, the overall results that we brought. High value delivered internally. So today we are seeing as a strategic. We were strategic already because translations and offering the content in different languages was strategic already, but now even more because we are able to have this faster speed to market, to understand the demand and answer and respond to the demand faster with agility. We became very strategic to the whole strategy of the business. Higher impact, higher capillarity. We are in with more content, with kind of level awareness content, comprehend content, all different levels of content in different languages, in different markets. And overall, SkillsBuild, this is not a result only of the translated content. Overall, SkillsBuild was able to skill 6 million net new learners in 2025. And we achieved towards the 30 million target. We are at the mark of 22. So this work has been able to support getting those numbers and supporting learners and partners where they are at.